You have to be willing to fail in order to actually succeed. You have to be able to learn the lessons that happen in the defeats. If you're trying to achieve anything in your life, it doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter if you have like scholastic goals or you have sport goals. You want to be a fighter, you want to be a lawyer, you want to be some crazy singer. It doesn't really matter. You're gonna fail at a bunch of stuff. And sometimes you're gonna fail over and over and over again. And this is something that I experienced throughout my career. Like if you look at my record, it's very, very rocky, especially before 2005, because I had so much to learn and I really didn't have very much information. So all I could really do was just test. And then when I would go and test, I would be able to see, okay, where were my mistakes? Where did I make technical mistakes as far as martial arts? Where did I make incorrect life decisions that then led to the losses? Through doing that, it's only through doing that you're ever going to achieve mastery, that you're ever going to be able to, and I don't even know if mastery is the right word, if you're ever going to be able to ascend to a level of knowledge that far surpasses most of those around you. Right? The guys that are at the top have just failed more, have just been willing to fall down on their face in front of people more in order to learn the lessons that it was required to know what to do in the situations that most people don't understand what to do, right? Like you cannot beat a world champion without understanding martial arts better than that world champion. But that guy has been training for a very, very long time and he has so much experience. What is experience? Why does experience have no substitute? It's because it's a repetitive process of losing and then reflecting, stepping back, and taking an objective look at, okay, what exactly happened? How did I fail? And then looking at those mistakes, correcting those mistakes, and then going and applying it and testing again. And this is really, in my opinion, this is the process of fighting. This is why we fight as martial artists, is to discover and to explore. How will you know what works if you don't test it? But in that testing, you're gonna fail. And I'm telling you, there's not a lot of things like fighting that feel as bad as failure feels on the day. When you lose a fight, it's not like you are losing some money. Like losing money hurts, nobody likes that. But it's not like you're losing a point-based basketball game, right? Like you are losing a fight, and fighting is so visceral. People have been fighting for so long, since time immemorial. As long as we have been humans, we have been fighting. And yeah, it's not in a controlled environment like the UFC or any other MMA or boxing organization, but we have been fighting for so long that it's like the UFC says, right? It's in our DNA. That's so true. And so when we lose something like that, especially as men, for those of us here that are men, I'm sure we do have some females in the audience, but from what my analytics say, not very many. As men, we feel like we are less than when we lose. We feel like that you are less worthy of love. You will have less access to reproduction, to the ability to reproduce and be with a woman. We have less ability to make income because this fight, the MMA fight anyway, is directly connected to our income as well. So there's just so many levels to this failure. It hits and digs so deep at your soul, at the core of you, that you have to look at and you have to be willing to feel the pain that comes with accepting all of the parts of yourself that created this failure. And these are usually parts of ourselves that we try to hide and ignore and deny. Everybody's different. Everybody has a different upbringing. Some people struggle a lot. Some people are just born into amazing families and will struggle in other ways. But everybody has these traumas that we have, that we accumulate growing up, and nobody wants to uncover that. Nobody wants to lift up that rug. But if you stay in this process for long enough, If you stay in this, be willing to fail and then look at what caused the failure and then figure out how to fix it, figure out how to be better, eventually you're gonna start digging at these traumas and figuring out ways to be more whole as a human, right? Like, not all of the answers are technical. This is what led me to becoming very spiritual in my martial arts practice, or have a more spiritual take on martial arts maybe than some of my other peers. Because once you are digging away at all of the technical things, eventually the problems that you're facing, the reasons why you lost or why you are continuing to lose, are no longer technical. I feel like those are the easiest problems to correct. Oh, my left hand was down, right? Or oh, my balance was off on my kick, so I fell when I was trying to kick the guy, ended up on the bottom, got strangled. My back escape, I give up my back too much. I see that a lot. People just give up their back for no reason. But that's really easy to deal with, right? It doesn't feel like it's as directly connected to what makes you a good person or worthy of love or makes you a man. These traumas that you've experienced will create behavioral patterns that will negatively affect your performance. A lot of what's going on with who is on the day, who always shows up in the fight, a lot of that is who has the best mental approach. And the mental and spiritual and emotional are so like intertwined with all of this that you really have to be, in order to be whole, you have to kind of have all the whole package, right? You have to have the physical, the spiritual, the emotional, the mental. That all has to be, all those cups need to be full in order to make sure you're showing up on the day with 100% of yourself. And so that really becomes the journey, and that's what leads martial artists towards that spiritual understanding. And the longer you're in this game, at least if you are trying to continually evolve and continually get better, this is where you're going to end up. And it's these questions and answers are much more difficult to come by. It takes a lot of self-reflection. It takes a lot of reading and understanding different people's beliefs but it's a very personal, very personal process, and it's similar to like finding your style in martial arts, because nobody can tell you the answer, right? It's a test that nobody can answer except for you. But this process, this testing process that martial arts provides us is one of the most beautiful things that we have on this earth, especially as men, to evolve ourselves, right? And to grow. I challenge you all to, in your practice of martial arts, to welcome all of these failures that you are experiencing. Those daily failures that's this one guy in my jits class just keeps tapping me out, or I keep getting hit with this one shot. I can't deal with people's jab. The people that jab me and are long, they just annoy the crap out of me. Or I keep getting taken down, right? Look at these problems, solve these technical problems, and then you're gonna be able to start to look at the next step, which is, okay, now how do I make sure that every time I want to go in and show up and be there and be on, how do I make sure that I can show up with 100% of myself? And then now we're really getting into it. Now we're gonna start digging in to the real stuff, the stuff that really truly matters. Because honestly, it doesn't really matter all that much whether you win or lose a fight. What does matter is that you're able to show up with 100% of yourself in your life all the time, for yourself and for those that you love. And if you can do it on the day for a fight, you can definitely do it every day for those people that you love. So I hope this was valuable. Learn the lessons from the failures and succeed. I love you. Peace.